So I'll be giving you 20 activities, physical activities that will attend to a child's sensory need. Now, first off is wall push. We have animal walk. We have sensory pass. We have weighted ball. Sorry, we have ball therapy. We have throwing and catching weighted ball. We have heavy object or heavy exercise, jumping jacks, carrying heavy objects, swinging, obstacle course, deep pressure hugs, squeezes, then that blanket burrito I talked about on the live on the when we are having the live class before next exercise this thing, balance beam, crawling through tunnels, marching to music, dancing, yoga poses, cycling. You know, cycling, you feel like cycling is a swimming, then fight poses. Those activities help a child with sensory need. Now, I'm going to tell you what's going to attend to, what is attending to, and why it is important. So, I'll mention one activity, what it helps with, and the sensory system is attending to. So the first is wall push, where the child pushes back and then push, push. Three, four. So you do that, and what is that? How do you do that? Now the child's hands should be straight. So while their leg is pushed to the back, this helps with body awareness, it helps with self-regulation, it helps with calming the nervous system and reducing impulsivity. Then animal walk bear. That is where the child walks like an animal. The child either walks like I'm sorry, the child either walks like um a cat. The child walks like you know crab walk. So crab walk is so I'm going to show you this. Your people are giving me work. So this is crab walk. Let the child does like this and then one, two, three. Do you understand? So that's crab walk. We have snake walk. We have bear walk. And this is where the child walks across the room. Okay, so this one I'm doing the chain. I should be on the floor. It helps in motor planning, attention, and focus. It helps also help with sensory seeking behavior because you know, like they are putting pressure on both their palm and their feet, so they're using multiple things at the same time. And the next one we have is trampoline jumping. We know what trampoline jumping is, where the child jump. That's for children that are hyperactive, and jumping jacks. So this helps with it helps with the vestibular and proprioceptive. So repetitive jumping is what it just involves, nothing else. You might play music to it, might be counting to it. So it helps with alertness. Alertness is when you know children that don't even they're not aware of danger. They will see fire on the floor, they'll be walking right into it. So this helps awakens the brain parts that work with alertness. It helps with energy regulation, emotional release, and transition readiness. You know, there's some children that struggle when you see when they're doing a task, and then you say, okay, move to the next task. They start struggling with moving to that next task. Then weighted carry. Weighted carry is when they carry books. They carry books. Okay, now there's water in this flask, and this is a flask. This flask is very heavy. Okay, so now the child carries it and does one, two. So you're counting three, four, five. That's how you keep counting. So what does this? So now they might carry and stand, they might carry and walk from one end of the room to another. This also helps with the proprioceptive, and so what are these? This also helps with balancing. Okay, it helps with balancing. It helps with, or you can call it grounding. It helps with organization of movement, emotional regulation, and anxiety reduction. And then we have swinging. I know we know what swinging is, right? Swinging. So swinging might be from side to side. So the child is swinging. Either you're swinging the child, somebody holds the child on the other hand, you hold the child, and then you swing like this, or you swing like this. Or the child sits and the child sways like so you start sitting on your laps. Okay, you cross your leg. I'm trying to do something. So you cross your leg, and then put the child in between your legs. So that has to be male to male, female to female. Female, a married one can carry a male. This word now that they are talking about child abuse and molestation, you know, not say I'm molesting their child. Please, you have to be very careful with this activity. So you are there teach the parents to do with the child. Okay, but it is female to female and male to male. Then you hold the child in like this, and then you go one, two, or you go forward and backward, forward and backward. Now this helps with postural control. It helps with arousal modulation. Arousal, that's not what you think. So arousal means that the child has feelings. Okay, now arousal or arousal, arouse, yeah, arousal. So what does this help with? Now this is where the child doesn't really have feelings, no feelings. So the child can burn themselves here, and you will not know. The child might be bleeding, and until you see blood, you know nothing is wrong with that child. So this helps. Okay, okay, help with that. So it's not the arousal that you are thinking it is. So avoid spinning for those type of because normally their spinning can be that they're always spinning themselves. So don't spin, please. Don't spin. Okay. And this also help with calmness. It calms them and it keeps them alert. Now obstacle course. So this obstacle course is where you block spaces with chairs, where they have to jump over an item, they have to jump over pillows, they have to push, they have to pull, but they have to dodge something to get to what they need to get. Okay. So this also is a sensory activity, and this is a multisensory one. That's why I love obstacle course and therapy book. Those two are multisensory. They help with vestibular, they help with tactile, and they help to work with proprioceptive. This help with sequencing. You know that sequencing is highly needed for numbers. It's highly needed. It's highly needed to even help with identification of letters, not just numbers. Identification of letters. It helps with sorry, I'm trying to set my lights. It helps with numbers. It helps with letters. It helps with even blending, sound blends, numbers, arrangement. It helps the problem solving, help with sustain attention, and help with motor planning. And then the deep pressure skills I was talking about. So this deep pressure skills are in two ways. That's pillow press, hand therapy ball. So therapy ball, those are in various ways. Now this is a therapy ball. You lay the child. This is the child. So that means that when I say like the child, that means stomach. You lay the child and then you roll the child on the ball like this. That's one. Two, make the child go like this. One, two, one, two. And the other part is you lay the child like this, then bounce the ball on the child. Bounce the ball on the child. Bounce the ball on the child. Then you also roll the ball on the child. Roll. Roll the ball. Roll the ball. Roll it back. Roll it forward. The other part is let the child sit on the ball. This is the child. Then the child bounce, 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 bounce. Okay. So there are various type of activities you can do on the ball. And this helps also with calming overload. Overload is when they are getting different sensory input at the same time. Like they're hearing noises, the light is blinding. So they can't express themselves, but their body is just so that most times they will start acting aggressive, they get hyperactive, or they have severe meltdown. Also, this help with emotional containment. So I'm sure that when they want to cry, they cry excessively. When they want to laugh, they laugh without control. And like they do everything to the extreme. So this help, and it also helps with teaching them body boundaries. Then balance beam and line walking. This just helps with vestibular, okay? It helps with the balancing, concentration, and postural stability. Now, this is how to work on beam. Let me see if you can see. Okay, yes. So this is it, and then you put a colored tape on your floor, and then the child walks like see up to the front, up to the front. So child is not walking, the child just walking on that tape like so it's like cross leg, and then the child gets to achieve that. Okay, I thought it's practical, so we need to see what you're doing. Then there's tug of war. Tug of war is where you pull one side of the clothes. So this is not between two people. Okay, so the child cannot do it by themselves. So it's not necessarily between two people. And this is it. The child rolls and then pull, roll and pull. That is it. So it can be a rope, it can be a towel, anything that is even in almakasa wood, but that almakasa tears the hand. So that's what I prefer. And the clothes should be very thick, very, very thick. So this helps with the proprioceptive, and that with the strength, that with self-control, emotional discharge, and cooperative play. So if you want to teach social skills, the child does this with someone else. Okay. Now rolling like a log or the burrito I taught you about, that helps with the proprioceptive and the tactile. I think I already talked about the benefit of that, right? So that's the yoga. Yoga with calmness, help the child sleep, help the child regulate. Yoga, dancing to music or marching to music. Those ones too are amazing activities to help our child with come out again of it to help a child with then crawl into a tunnel. So if you don't have that tunnel, there's this tunnel they sell. But if you don't have that, you can get quite under the table. So this helps with bilateral coordination. That's both sides working at the same time. Core activation, focus, and regulation. Then therapy, both sitting and bouncing. I think I've taught that before. Okay, I've taught that before. Then we have heavy work chores. Heavy work chores is like sweeping, mopping, the also sensory activities, gardening. These are the functional regulation. We build the executive functioning skill. This also helps with um, independence and also increases a child attention. So there's something we call attention endurance. Attention endurance is even if you are tired of listening to that thing, it keeps you there. So these heavy work chores helps with that. So yoga poses just the children's own. Oh. There's the yoga poses for adult and they also show like three poses, downward dogs, child pose. Those ones are you should know. You should know. This light is getting my video. Okay. So you should know what child pose is. That's the one everybody does. The only one they say did yoga. Yes. That's child pose. Okay, then we have match rhythmic. I think I talked about that. This helps to sustain attention. So it's that sensory situation. Then if it is a child that has issue with like their teeth, now the first thing you need to check is have they gone to the dentist? If they go to the dentist, the next thing to do is so they get chewy tubes, chewing of towels. Hmm. You should put chewing of towels. Yes, the chew towel it helps so that it will stop them from chewing of clothes, chewing of um. So if they check if the child is never had seizure before, you check for the child's teeth because the child might be feeling a certain sensation. Okay, so if the dentist has cleared the child, then do olfactory exercises. Crunchy like carrot, chewing of carrot helps, chewing of apple helps, chewing of cornflakes, chewing of dried cookies helps. Do this I don't know that you know those that live in the village that do have this fufu. When they finish the fufu, there's this down part that used to burn. The child should be chewing it and chewing it. Coconut candy is sweet. That's why I would not want the parents to get that. But things like that, that's why I use that fufu because it's nutritious. The child just be chewing and chewing and chewing. So that helps with a child that has olfactory sensitivity. Now, children that are sensitive to water, what do? Start dipping your hand into water little by little. Not that you must put your hand, you must put your hand. No, you must test the temperature. So start from warm, start decreasing. Let the child play around it. The child might put your hand and move it. Then the child now gets used to water. Then if it is air making, I bet me the baby. The truth is, as the child grows up, the child might be having you see that some people of 30 years keeping dreadlock. Not because they want to have dreadlock, it's because they're autistic, they have sensory issues, and they don't want anyone to touch their hair, so they just want it to dreadlock. So for anything with his hair, please let the parents look for alternatives, or they get a sensory barber that can work on that. Then for which one again? I think nobody has sent in their questions, but let me just trying to think of things we have. So those are basically what we can use to help children with that. So I think I've with 20 activities, 15, 20 activities, this will help children going or that are affected with that have sensory needs. So all this you're doing with them now, we call it sensory diet. So sensory diet are the inputs you give to children that attend to children with sensory needs, that attend to all their sensory needs. Okay, it attends to all their sensory needs. Then for those that are in a noisy environment, we use noise cancelling headphones, or you switch. So you first play the loud one, then you keep decreasing. And if you just don't like sound at all, start with little headphones, water waves, white noise. YouTube is on YouTube. Everything's on. Yes, this I'm saying now on YouTube. They keep increasing and increasing till the volume gets to what they can adjust to. Then those that don't like people around them, you teach social skills with that. It will help. Then those that have the need, some is their bone muscles. But this sensory activity I gave, physical activity I gave today, can help a child that has issue with their writing, can help a child that has issues with attention span, can help a child that has issue with hyperactivity, can help a child that has issue with concentration, can help a child that have issue with weak muscles, that have issues with um body control or muscle control or postural control, can have issue with a child with potty, and help with a child that has issue with potty training. So it's a whole lot. Sensory integration really helps a child with not just daily life, but every aspect of learning. So I hope this helps you. Once again, I'm Prestoma Igwe, the anointed teacher, and thank you for sticking through with us till I have my next last class, which is online therapy. So don't miss it. I'm looking forward to you acing your project. Best of luck.